Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Deathstroke as a big fat baby. And in the last episode, we beat Deathstroke. I was worried to death about that. I didn't mention it because I'd seen a video about this game, or I mentioned it. I seen a video about this game. And apparently, people had a really hard time beating Deathstroke, and it was probably just beginner's luck, but I did it first time, no warm up. As Bill Murray would say, we came, we saw, we kicked its ass. That's exactly what we did.
The device I took from Deathstroke to grapple out of here.
This is Deathstroke's device. What does it do though? How am I supposed to use this for anything? Target, remote, okay. So, well, that right there. Well, I mean, what's over here then? Okay, and then shoot it, I guess. Fire, remote, battery, or shoot. Oh, I'm confused. I'm confused.
This new tool I got from Deathstroke can help me get out of here.
I'm confused. How do I shoot it again? I don't understand this. Oh, it makes a line. This is the new line launcher. Welcome back to Let's Play Line Launching 101. Go ahead and make one over here. But how am I going to get over there? Can I just backclaw my way to... Okay. This is confusing. Oh, can I do this? Can I do this number? And then just climb up there? No, I can't. I cannot. What I can do is just go up here. Oh, I got you. Oh, it's kind of like a not really, but kind of. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what this is now. This makes a lot of sense. I don't know what in the world this is. It's a wannabe line launcher is what it is. And now we've met Cobblepot. In the last episode, we met Cobblepot. We met his girls. Oh my gosh, and there they are.
Go on then, beat it a bit harder. Really make me feel it.
I'm gonna beat something.
Well, as you can see, I got the hands full. Have a Merry Christmas and piss off.
No, I don't like you. Oh, the kisses. You're a lucky man, Cobblepot. Lucky
see
man.
If you can find any information on a murder at Lacey Towers.
Looks like the police are on the scene now.
I'm gonna look at that trophy. I'm gonna look at that trophy right now.
And this is interesting. They're saying Black Mask is the victim.
That's not true.
Black Mask dead.
No, it's not true.
I'm on my way there now.
It's not true. Well, it's not true. Solve the crime scene inside Lacey Towers. There's something about the word Lacey. I don't know if has anyone ever just listened to that word, Lacey. Ugh. Anyway, so we've got statues, little miniature statues now of people, profiles. Candy cane. Where's my candy cane? That's Vicky Vale. What Vicky Vale? Candy cane. Where's the statue? Statue, please. Real name Tracy Buxton. Buxton. Yeah. Penguin Citizen, Cop City. Eye color brown, hair color blonde. 5'8". I'm taller than her. 130 pounds, and I weigh a lot more than her. Okay, where's these statues? It said there was statues of people. Is this it? Synapses? Symposiums? No way to get the ping. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, Gotham Intel. Okay, I want to find these statues. Because it said statue unlocked. Or maybe not statue unlocked, but... I'm confused. But there is allegedly women that I can look at right now. So I'm going to try to find them. It's got to be in their profiles. Like, hit another button to make use penguin for income potentially rehabilitation. Okay, I give up. The game will it'll figure itself. Where am I supposed to go? I'm sorry. When I see beautiful women, I can't. My brain just doesn't work. You know. Okay, let's see here. Where? That door, maybe. The exit. The door that says exit above it might be the way. Maybe. You're telling me the drug dealer at the liquor store wasn't a good guy? Alright, so let's see here. Actually, no. I do need to figure out which way to go. This might be a problem. Exit. Tunnel, exit. Is there a faster way to exit? Oh, no. What's that? Casino. Oh, I don't want to go to a dang old casino. I gotta get out of here. I've got Allman Brother tickets. I've got to get out of here. Okay, hang on. Let me try to figure this out here. You see, I'm new here. And I just went through the exact same door. Okay. And then the hardest part of this game was figuring out how to get out of. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's where I meant to go. I didn't know I was in this big room. I'm sorry. You like that, Deathstroke?
I doubt Black Mask would trust Deathstroke with any useful information.
How's that ground
I should
taste?
follow Penguin's lead and hurry to Lacey Towers.
Oh, Lacey Tower. I knew a Lacey in high school. God, and I saw her the other day in the store, and I should have talked to her, but I didn't. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about something else. Okay. Oh, I hadn't seen her like 100 years. She looked nice.
Looks like I can use the remote claw I took from Deathstroke.
Let's do it. Stroke me. Never mind. Don't finish that sentence, please. All right, let's go.
Alfred,
Alright.
get GCPD
I
to
want
take a
this.
look at the final
I want
offer.
this.
More to Dixon Docks. They'll find Slade Wilson tied up and waiting for them, along with some of Penguin's illegally obtained weapons.
Illegally
Another
obtained.
anonymous tip? Will do, sir.
Oh my goodness. Destro, view character profile. I guess I was just thinking about profiles. I don't care about profiles. I care about miniature statues of beautiful women. Can I get back to the map, please? Because I don't know where I am. I don't know if this game doesn't know, but I don't know where I am. It's my first episode. It's not like I've been here 100,000 years. Is that the sound? That's the countdown from Modern Warfare 2 Nuke. Oh my god. I know that sound anywhere. I was the first of my friends
Oppressed citizens
get
of Gotham.
global thermal
Your cries for
nuclear
help
war.
have been
What is he, a
heard.
scarecrow?
I am Anarchy, voice
Who?
of the people.
That's not how you
here
spell
to
that.
save you from the plague of corruption that now infests this once proud city. Those
Yeah,
hired
yeah.
and elected to keep us free and safe won't lift a finger. And why would they? They've
wrong
been
with your
bought
face?
and paid for, encouraged to turn a blind eye. If they won't act,
Who wouldn't
I
want to turn a
will.
blind eye to you,
At dawn's
cutie?
first light, the sources of Gotham's ruin will be destroyed.
You know what I'm about to
Now, back
destroy?
your regularly scheduled programming of propaganda and consumerist garbage.
So you're one of those, huh?
Enough going on tonight.
Exactly. More to find, more to do, still more to do. Let's get out of here. How about we just get out of here? How about we get off this boat? Take me to the top, said Motley Crue. We're gonna follow suit. Alright. Am I going the right way? I think I am. I think this is the exit. Yeah, the big sign that says exit means exit, Sam. How many times you've been to a museum? I've been to too many museums, man. There's a museum of natural history. Been to a museum of history. I've been to all the
I should hurry to Lacey Towers.
Indiana Jones. I've
before
seen
the
Indiana
cops
Jones.
destroy
So
all
that
the evidence
counts.
from the crime scene Penguin mentioned.
I was hoping to get a minute of your
Come
time.
on!
See, I've got a story to tell you.
Is that him up there?
Crime and violence. Greed and vengeance.
Yeah, your face is
But
green.
it's also a story of redemption.
Red Dead?
Second chances. Of change.
It's coming out soon.
I've planted 3 bombs
December.
where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest.
What?
But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice. So, I offer you one. Let them detonate, or stop them. Your actions will determine what I do with you.
Well, we obviously can't let him.
I've planted 3 bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice. So, I offer you one.
You've already stuck to blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
Whoa, easy now. I ain't looking for a fight.
Better
Got a
not.
message, that's all. Anarchy says if you're gonna make a withdrawal, you better do it soon.
What's that supposed to mean? My game is frozen. I don't want to be froze. Look at. Game. Ugh. I don't want to be froze looking at this guy. Oh my god. Well, that was fun. What a system overload part 2. Good times repping Arkham Asylum. I can never forget that. Okay, well maybe it's not really a hard freeze. It's a bit of a soft freeze. It may work itself out. Maybe just hang around for a little bit. This guy's smile is just everlasting, eternal, never changing. Anarchy. I've never heard of him before. He must be new. Oh my goodness. This is a staring contest of the ages. Staring deep into those dark eyes. His deadlights. I looked right into its deadlights. Dang, these soft freezes. What's a girl supposed to do in this situation, you know? Tap the home button until the Xbox responds or turn the video off. I don't want to make a short video. I'm geared up for 10 today, baby. I don't want to make 9.5. I told you 50 cars, not 49 and a half. Does it bother anybody else how he says 49 and a half in that movie? Kind of does me. It's awkward. It's like he had to dance around the word in its throat, and I don't know. It makes me feel bad for him because the way his voice had to do that. Oh, nice night out tonight, isn't it? With the murders and all, it's like right out of a horror movie or something. Who is this? You tell me. Anyway, they put Scream back on Netflix, which is awesome. You know what they need to put back on Netflix? They need to put the old House on Haunted Hill back on Netflix, the 1959 one or whichever. The one with Vincent Price, yeah. They need to put that one back on. God, that movie was good. I loved it. It scared me. And it's like 70 years old. But anyway. Anybody gone to the movies recently? Anybody else seen Ghost in the Shell? I did. It's a good movie. Well, I mean, look, I make jokes about Scarlett Johansson. I mean, not on occasion, but I made the joke when I went and saw the video or the movie. That yeah, of course, anybody would want to go see Scarlett Johansson in a bodysuit. Who wouldn't? But that's not why I went. I went because my friends wanted me to. And when I got there, it wasn't a bad movie. I only fell asleep once during the movie, so it wasn't too bad. And it's nothing personal against Scarlett Johansson or anybody else that played in that movie. It was never a story I was interested in, and I never knew that there was a manga and an anime and all these different things. And that movie was directly in the middle of all that, so I didn't know anything about anything going into that, and I still don't know anything. The only thing I took away from Ghost in the Shell was a bunch of robots killing each other. So pretty much iRobot 2. That's what I got from Ghost in the Shell. Only instead of Will Smith, it was Scarlett Johansson. Kinda, yeah. This Freeze is something else. Mr. Freeze could not do this much damage. I mean, he's got a freeze gun, and here we are. This guy's smile has frozen me eternally. Oh dang! Do you think when he puts on that mask, he feels good about himself, or he's like, oh God, I gotta put this mask on again? You know. It's like he's at work right now, you know? That's practically his uniform. Well, I'm sure he's like, oh, can we just get a different color? You know, I feel like a pink mask today. I think that would make me happier. It's a pink mask. Or no, I'm feeling a baby blue mask today. Or green. I'm going green. People think I'm the Hulk. Sorry, this is not Marvel. This is DC Universe. Speaking of universes, apparently we are not the only universe, apparently. Multiverse theory, anybody ever heard of it? It was pretty popular back in the day. I'm kidding. I don't know. There's no way we will ever be able to know if there is other universes out there. That's in that realm of theoreticalness that we're bound by laws of physics, you know? But did anybody ever think that maybe there can be things that happen outside of laws of physics that this universe cannot explain? Or, not explain, but in this universe it would make no sense. You know what I mean? I don't know, this smile. I'm gonna say this is worse than Donnie Darko seeing that rabbit. That's the movie. They need to put that movie back on Netflix. That's a good movie. God. I love it to death, man. I don't know what my favorite scene was. Any scene with that rabbit was just, God, it was great. I'm trying to remember. I never forget when John showed that movie to me the first time. It was one of the days when my parents were going out of town because it was back when my dad or stepdad was traveling, and he had all these flyer miles, and him and my mom would go see a football game for the weekend somewhere, and I'd have the house to myself for that weekend, and usually I'd have John come over, and he showed me that movie once. Or then, he showed me the movie then. And I'll never forget the way I felt when that movie ended. It was so... I don't know. It's up there with Fight Club, and it's up there with all those really psychedelic movies, or not psychedelic movies, but psychological... It's almost psychological horror, Donnie Darko is. It's just creepy enough. It's just eerie enough to be like, this might be this is for real, you know. How can you dream something like this up, you know? But it had an effect on me, and we talked about it. He said, yeah, he looked up a bunch of facts about that movie. Apparently that rabbit haunted a lot of people's nightmares for a long time. He had a cool voice, too, that rabbit did. He was, like, so calm, you know, so stern. And Donnie was, you know, who are you? What do you want me to do? And that rabbit was just so enticing. That bathroom scene was really good. But the ending was confusing, you know. That movie is essentially about time travel and wormholes and stuff like that. But it's... Why am I talking about... But I need to watch Scream. I memorized the that scene where Ghostface called... oh my God, I can't remember her name. Sydney, yeah. Or Cindy. It was Sydney, not Cindy. Sydney. Surprise, Sydney, yeah. I memorized that scene the first time we called, hello, Cindy. Hi, who's this? You tell me. I don't know. Nice night, isn't it? With all the murders and all. It's almost right out of a horror movie or something. I like that thing you're doing with your voice, Randy. It's sexy. Are you alone in the house or something like that? But then it takes a huge twist. Or not a twist. Everybody's seen this movie. Why am I talking about this? Because I'm waiting for the game to unfreeze. I might get lucky here. Oh man, how did she say it? Anyways, she said something like, "Are you with Tatum or whatever?" And then Ghostface goes, "Maybe that's because I'm not Randy." And then the music picks up, and it's like, "Oh, and then who are you?" And then they start talking about scary movies. It's like, you know, I don't watch that shit. Oh, come on, why not? Too scared? No, it's just some big-breasted girl running up the stairs and should be running down the front door. It's insulting. And he said something else, and oh man, I used to remember it because I loved that scene. It was the best scene in the world. Oh my gosh. And so something happens. He said something, and he goes, "The question isn't who am I? The question is where am I?" And then, oh my God, he just picks up. So where are you? Your front porch. And just the broadness of his voice when he said that, it was just, here I am. I thought it, and then the music picks up and she's, you know, panics. And then she walks out and she says, "I call your bluff." And she walks out and he asks her, "Can you see me right now?" And he says, "Uh-huh." She goes, "Ah, well, what am I doing?" And she starts picking her nose, and Ghostface doesn't say anything. And then she says, "Nice try, Randy. If you hear from so-and-so, just pick her up, okay? I'll talk to you later." And then Ghostface is like, "If you hang up on me, you'll die just like your mother." And then that's when it just went, no. Sydney has this crazy look on her face. And then he says, "Do you want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't." And then she said, "Screw you," and then ran back in the house. And then he was behind her with a knife and he chased her and then tripped, tried to stab. God, I love that movie. That is the best movie in the world. And it's freeze! Not operating! I can only talk for so long. I'm not a daytime talk show Emmy-winning host. Quoting movies. I am the encyclopedia for movie quotes. Okay, well, I'm going to have to turn the Xbox off now. I thank everyone for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure. Keep it or keep doing you. I will see you cats and kittens in just a second. Hopefully, we're going to have to see that scene with Anarchy again, I guess. I don't know when the game saved itself last, but it obviously couldn't save itself now. Poor thing. Maybe the Xbox is thinking to itself, "Oh, if he waits another 30 seconds, I'm going to do it." But he's not going to wait another 30 seconds to turn the Xbox off. And it's going to be funny because all the Xbox are going to get together on some kind of Xbox commission over live. Like, "Hey, how many people did you soft freeze today thinking? And how long did you make them last? Or how long did you leave them hanging thinking you were going to unfreeze?" Like, "Oh, one Xbox was doing it for 20 minutes. Oh, I did it for 30 minutes. All these Xboxers are talking to each other in some weird accent called code. 101010010101101101. Ah! Like that one episode of Futurama where Bender inherits his uncle's house, and they're writing on it wrote 10101 blah blah blah, a bunch of code, matrix code, And he looked at it and said, "It's nothing, it's gibberish." Then he looked to the right and there was a mirror right there and it reflected that. And then he saw it, he's like, "Oh, 101." It makes all perfect sense. It's funny. I am such a nerd. Well, what do you want me to do? I don't have anything else to do with my time. I go to work, I come home, I either make videos or play music. And then once those are done and I finally get to relax, I watch television. I'm hooked on Mystery Science Theater right now. 3000, The Return, you know. I've been a fan of Felicia Day for the last 10 years. Ever since The Guild, man. It's hard to believe The Guild is 10 years old. It seems like it came out yesterday, man. And it's, God. I never forget. I don't remember exactly how it happened or how I found it. But back in the day, Xbox 360, online, Xbox Live, not the original Xbox Live, but the Xbox 360 Xbox Live, it was a little different. It wasn't a place where you could watch Netflix, browse the internet. You know, it was strictly video games and, you know, DLC stuff and video. You could download videos, buy them and download them and stuff like that. And one of those sets of videos was The Guild. I guess it was just being made, or it was, or maybe it was like an Xbox exclusive thing. I don't know. But they made it free for everybody to download all the episodes of The Guild. And they would release one every... Well, by the time I got into it, just about the first whole season was already out there. And I guess they released more and more as time went on for Xbox download. But, you know, it started to come about in the time where Xbox was starting to turn into a hub, or not a hub, but a home center for entertainment, and then it started incorporating internet, Netflix, and all that stuff. But it was a little bit before. There was this little window before Xbox became about Netflix and different kind of apps, where stuff like where you had to download your videos, and The Guild was one of them. And I watched all of them. Me and Josh loved them. Actually, all my friends back in the day loved The Guild. We all watched them. CJ, Chris, Josh, Andrew, all of them. We all loved The Guild, and we all killed a bunch of zombies. But then they put it on Netflix. That's when things kind of came into retro-ness for me with my Xbox. It was thinking, my God, has it really been 10 years? Was when they brought The Guild to Netflix. It's not there now. They may have put it back on eventually, but it's not there now. But God, I watched it again, man. I'm not even kidding. I watched it again. It was a couple years ago. I think it was two years ago when I watched it. God, it was like a red versus blue thing. All the episodes are about 4 to 5 minutes, or well, maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, definitely 10 to 15 minutes. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of 11 or 12. Kind of like an Aqua Teen episode. And there was maybe 10 episodes in a season. But God, it was funny. Vork is the funniest cat on the block. I love that. Not pigeons, squab. Oh my God, Vork. Vork, you're funny, man. I love you. I love Blades and Tinkerballa and I can't remember. Not Cinderella, but oh my God, I can't remember her name. How did I forget her name? And there was Codex, which was Felicia Day, Zabu, Vork, Blades, Tinkerballa, and oh my God, how do I forget? Clara. Yeah, it's Clara. Pretty sure it's Clara. Yeah, that's funny. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody on that list. It was a bunch of back and forth of there's people playing this game and what's happening in their life. And anyway, that's where I found Felicia Day. And then she had this web series on YouTube. Well, I think she went and did another thing that had to do with, it was Dr. something or other, and she was like the assist. It was like The Guild, but it was different. I think it was more towards the suspenseful, creepy kind of stuff. It was a long time ago. I don't remember. Dr. something or something, and it had Felicia Day in it. But anyway, then she had her own like YouTube thing going on where they would play games, and I watched a couple of those. But she had a lot of guests in the gaming community and whatnot. But anyway, now she's doing Mystery Science Theater 3000 as the host. And, Jonah and Patton Oswalt is in that, which is pretty cool. I thought that, and it makes me think, what in the world, they had to watch that show growing up to know what that show was. Or, see, I can't imagine people, okay, whenever the corporation said, let's revive Mystery Science Theater for Netflix. Okay. You got to think, they probably had a list of people to ask who was going to host that. Felicia Day strikes me as the kind of person that watched Mystery Science Theater growing up. Because I watched it. I remember it on in the 90s for short. I mean, I'm talking maybe half of an episode short. I don't even remember what movie they were watching. Maybe her. I could see her doing that. But I don't see Patton Oswalt being a Mystery Science Theater fan. But at the same time, he wouldn't have done it if he didn't find it enjoyable. At least I don't think he would. But anyway, I think that's pretty cool. Or I like to think of it as the people that are on that show now, hosting that show and acting in that show. They were fans of it back in the 80s and back in the early 90s. You know, they saw that then. And they were fans of it. And now it's awesome. 20 years later, it gets killed and then revived on Netflix. And now they're hosting it. That's the way I like to think of it. I think that'd be the coolest thing in the world. But, yeah, I've been watching it. The old ones are good, too. It was a different style of comedy, yeah, because there were things referenced in the old Mystery Science Theaters that I don't get, because I wasn't there in 1988 or whenever it started. I don't remember the references there. But now that it's returned, it's talking about Facebook, it's talking about cell phones, it's got all these different, more modern references for us. And I think that's the coolest thing. That is good. That is good. But it's like they didn't really have any other way to go with that. So... yeah, I watch Mystery Science Theater. I'm one of those guys, yeah. I like that show. But, what else you watching on Netflix? I finally finished Coraline. I was watching that for forever. It took me like 2 weeks to watch that movie. It's like a 2-hour movie. It's like 2/3 of a Godfather movie. And it's a good movie. Tim Burton has got some magic in him. I don't know exactly what it is. I tried to put it into words. Me and Derek talked about this once. This is how the conversation went, because I was telling him I was watching Coraline, and I said, Tim Burton, he's crazy. I don't know what he does. And then Derek, somewhere in the conversation, Derek said, or no, I remember what I said. I said there's a word that describes Tim Burton in a certain way, and Derek said creepy. Not that he's creepy, but the stuff he makes is creepy. And I said, yes, in some ways, but not exactly. You're not exactly right, Derek. Tim Burton has this way of. This is the way I look at it. Creepy doesn't describe it exactly the way Tim Burton's movies are. His movies are uncomfortably familiar. When something happens in a Tim Burton movie that is creepy, it's creepy because it appeals to a very humanesque experience, or not experience, but a humanesque desire, or it's very human, and it's very dark humanity. It's got dark humanity about it. That's what Tim Burton, or at least in my opinion, his movies like Edward Scissorhands, Coraline. God, what else did he do? I feel like he did James and the Giant Peach. I feel like it'd be because it was dark and eerie, just like a Tim Burton movie. And God, he did so much. I mean, I know a bunch of Tim Burton films. I did Beetlejuice. Speaking of Beetlejuice, I recognized it immediately in the Coraline movie. Whenever it showed the staircase from the dining room or the kitchen, whatever, it was the exact same staircase from Beetlejuice. I recognized it immediately. But anyway, I thought that, I almost lost my mind. I was like, dude, that's the staircase to Beetlejuice, because it went up on the right and then it curved up to the left, and then there was the next floor, and it did that shot of it from, you could see the frame of the dining room or the kitchen or whatever, and then the stairs were right there against the wall. It had the same shot in Coraline and in Beetlejuice, and they showed it like 5 or 6 times, 4 or 5 times in Coraline. I'm like, dude, that's Beetlejuice. That is Beetlejuice. It is. But yeah, I like Tim Burton. It's cool, but it's uncomfortably familiar. That is his. He takes something that's got a lot of humanesque to it, and he makes it dark, and everybody can relate to it, and that is why it's creepy, because it's he takes a part of you essentially and twists it around, and that's beautiful. I love that he can do that. But for instance, let me give you an example. James and the Giant Peach. Anybody? I don't know if he did this. I feel like he would. Let me just look. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up right now. I feel like he did because this is the first thing that comes to my head when it has to do with. No, I don't want to browse my music. I just want to go to the internet and just be happy, please. Okay, well, let's see. Just James and... Who remembers that movie? That was a long time ago. James and the Giant Peach. He did Nightmare Before Christmas, too. Featured animation featuring stop motion live action. Let's see. Who... Directed by Henry Selick. Okay, so he didn't do James and the Giant Peach. But it's almost Tim Burton-ish. Okay, well, let's pick another movie to try to explain what I'm talking about here. God, he's just not working this shit. Beetlejuice. Obviously, death is the theme of Beetlejuice. And that just existing in itself, a movie about death, is automatically unnerving. But he makes it very personal in a way, because in that movie... Whenever Adam and Barbara go to the other side, you see how everybody else died. That makes it personal. That makes that person have a story. You know, the person behind the counter, she cut her wrists. That one guy got his head shrunk. One guy got bit by a shark and drowned. One guy got burned up from smoking cigarettes. And the lady got chopped in half. It looked like a saw. I don't know. But the one I'm thinking about in particular, and this is, it's a very small part of the Beetlejuice movie. It's only for a second, and I think you only see him once in the whole movie. But whenever you see the office area, and that guy that's hanging, and he's going down the line, and he's giving papers to people, that's where it really came home for me. Because you got to think, okay, why is he doing that, or was that his job? He has to do his job and also die every day. I don't know how to... That's where it brought it home for me, with the creepiness or the uncomfortable familiarness. I mean, I've never hung myself or try to hang myself, but I'm just saying, he took something horrifyingly morbid and turned it into slight comedy. But still, if you think about it, it's still pretty horrifying. Somebody's obviously has to live in the afterlife the way they died, and he was hanging himself. That makes it eerie, and just little things like that in his movies. Tim Burton did the Batman movies too. The first two, I think. I don't know if he did the second. He may have done the second one. I know he did the first one. But anyway, Tim Burton's cool. If he ever wanted to come hang out with me, he's more than welcome to come. I almost got my brother in here today. And we talk about, he probably never played this game, but we talk about games and stuff. But I've got Kingdom Hearts sitting right up there, and we can talk about that game. He was almost here, but he's not here. Okay, well, that was quite a waste of time that I was able to fill. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Keep doing you. I will see you cats and kittens in the next episode. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to keep going. Hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully it doesn't. And we're gonna see what he has to say. I'm curious, because we've been caught in this frozen, almost talking zone staring contest, and we got to figure it out. Thank you for watching. Keep your eyes, see cats, kids. Next, absolute pleasure. Keep it real and peace.